Crochet Pro, my name is Chris, and today I'm going to teach you how to make these cute little flower chrysanthemum snowflakes, whatever you want to use them for. You can even stack and layer them together. You can put a totally different type of flower all together over them. They are super cute and super easy. The pattern basically consists of 4 rounds, although this one I only did 3 rounds. I omitted round number 3 and it's basically 3 and 4 is the same row. I just only did 1 instead of doing both 3 and 4. So you'll get what I mean when I get into it a little bit more. The pattern is super beginner friendly. You only need to know single crochet, slip stitch, and chain. And the pattern, you'll see it in a lot of like vintage patterns for snoods, which is basically like an old like head wrap or like a hairnet type thing. It's the same concept. Well, it's similar. It's not the same concept, but if you're familiar with that. So anyways, I'll quit jibber jabbering. Let's get into it. I'm going to use just regular acrylic yarn. And for this one, I'm just going to use a size 6 hook. You can use whatever size hook you want, play around with different yarn weights, different size hooks, and to get a just desired shape and size that you like. So slip knot, how we'd normally do, chain 4. You're going to go ahead and slip stitch into that very first one to make a round. All right, if you're a tight crocheter like me, for this next chain 1, you want to do it pretty loosely. So chain 1. All right, continue to put 9 single crochets into the ring and crochet over this beginning string. So 1 single crochet, 2, 3, do 9. Okay, I did my 9 single crochets. In that very first chain 1, I'm going to go into it and slip stitch. That completes round 1. So now that we crocheted over this beginning string, I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off to get it out of the way. Round 2, we are going to chain 3, slip stitch into the next stitch. I'm going to go ahead and place a stitch marker there just so I can keep track. If you don't have a stitch marker, you could also use an alternating color of yarn and just use your hook and loop it through in that position. That's what I did for so long until I got stitch markers. So let's carry on with round 2. You're just going to chain 3 and all the way around, you're going to slip stitch into the next, chain 3, slip stitch. So just continue that all the way around. All right, I completed round 2 and you should have 10 loops that you just created all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, round 3, I'm going to slip stitch into this first loop just to move my cursor or my starting point where I'm working into that first loop. I'm going to add my stitch marker back here where I started, just so I can demarcate where the beginning is as I work around. Now, we are going to continue rounds 3 and 4 the same way that we just did the last round. So chain 3, 2, 3, and slip stitch into that next loop. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into the next loop. So complete that all the way around. Okay, so I just worked around to my stitch marker. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loops. I chained 3. Now this might get a little tricky. You're gonna slip stitch into this first ring down here, not the one up here on the top, down here. And that gives us our 10th loop around. I'm going to remove my stitch marker. Now to start my round 4, you could skip round 4 and go all the way to round 5, the last round, if you want to make it a little bit smaller, but we're going to do another round. So we're going to do it exactly the same way. We're going to slip stitch into this next first ring here. Slip stitch, so that moves our cursor up here where we want it. We can put our stitch marker in. And we're going to do the same thing that we did on the last round. Chain 3 and then slip stitch into the next ring. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. So we'll continue that all the way around. All right, I worked all the way around to my stitch marker, which I had right here. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Our chain 3, and to make our 10th loop, I'm going to put it in this stitch. You could put it kind of like anywhere around here. I'm going to put it in this stitch right here. Okay, that completes our round. So now we're on round 5, which is our last round. Slip stitch into this ring to move the cursor. Now what we're going to do all the way around to finish this is chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back into the third. 1, 2, 3, right here. Grab one loop. Complete a slip stitch. That's a picot. Now chain 2 and slip stitch into the next loop. So what we did was we have 2 chains, a picot made of 3, and then 2 more chains to connect it back down. Continue that all the way around. So let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You find the third. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, slip stitch, chain 2, slip stitch into the next ring. And continue that all the way around. I'm on my last one. So instead of putting it into the next ring, I'm going to slip stitch it down into this stitch right here. Okay, and I'm just going to chain 1 just to finish it off. Okay, I just weaved in my end. She's all done. There we have it. Super cute. You can even like kind of layer them together if you wanted to. That looks pretty cute. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down below what you're going to use it for if you made it. Get any comments or suggestions. I would love to know how you're using this as a flower or a snowflake. Until next time, bye!